Hello, welcome to another live stream. Happy Thursday. I am so excited to work on this piece with you guys. I am doing digital colors over this Your Forger piece that I did just for fun. I love the character. Spy Family is so much fun to watch. Right now we're watching the anime as a family, and I am working on digitally coloring the piece that I already did watercolors on, but my scanner decided to die on me and I have not been able to buy a new one yet. So I'm doing digital colors now, and I'm looking forward to working on it with you guys, and here we go. So I have a couple layers here already, and I'm just going to continue coloring it, figuring out some of the lighting sources, and all of those good things. So this kind of shadow on her face was kind of a happy accident. Well, we'll see if it remains a happy accident. But I'm going to be working on kind of trying to roll with that concept of her face having this shadow on it like this. So I've got some shine placed in on her eyes, and I'm going to put some light. So I need to erase this actually. Oops. I'm going to put some light in her eyes, and I'm going to put some glow from the gold elements on her face. But for now, I'm erasing it because that was just to test it out. I'm going to do it correctly now. Sebastian, hello! Welcome to the stream. There's a couple things I need to fix in the flats, so I'm going to do that right now. Okay. I'm going to turn on the flats, and I'm working with my brush tool and the pencil tool. So I'm going to go here, make sure the brush is correct, and I realized that there's a couple spots that I've missed, so I just need to go fix those so I don't have any funky coloring. Mark, hello! Welcome to the stream. I'm glad you could make it. So yeah, I missed a couple spots on the flats. So I'm just cleaning this up. This is like my pre-selection areas. And so making sure that they are all in the right place is of course super important to getting this piece colored correctly and everything is, filled in all the way. So I'm just going to check a few other areas and make sure it's clean. Okay, I think we're good. Now I'm going to reselect the skin because there's a couple parts on the skin that I need to fix. Steve, hello! Welcome to the stream. Sophie, hello. I was starting to wonder if maybe the Twitch live stream didn't work, but I can see that it did now that you're here, Steve. Yay! Turn off the eyeshadow for a second and color in the spot under her eye that needed to be fixed. Alina, hello! Welcome! Okay, we'll get the color holds on there. So I'm going to put more color holds throughout, but for now I'm just making sure that I've kind of filled in everywhere with color that needs it. And these are a couple spots that just weren't quite towards the edge. So I'm getting those worked out. The Twitch notification worked for you. Yay! Aw, thank you, Sophie's mom. What the fan art? Hello, welcome to the stream. Okay. So I put up one of my old art banners right next to me right here to block the light from the window, so that hopefully it's not too bright in here and hopefully I can see my screen, because this is the time of day where the sun is coming in right there, and we need to put up like a curtain or something here, though it's not often that I'm doing digitally colored pieces. So, you know, that's a lot of funking around to do with rental property. So that's why we haven't done it yet. But yeah, since I'm doing digital colors, I end up with quite a glare. But I will do my best to keep going and work with it. Aw, Steve, you're so sweet. Thank you. I think this eye I want to fix a little bit. I'm gonna erase some of my line here. So I'm going into the actual art here, and I'm gonna do a little bit of an erase. So I think that was a little bit too much. James, Hal, hello, welcome to the stream. How are you guys doing? And Hal, I love that picture you posted. The similarities between you two were crazy.
You just get on with it, you're not.
All right, yeah, I fixed her eye a little bit and I feel like that was needed. And I'm gonna put a little bit more dark into the center of her eye. Just a little, just a smidge. You did have clever wordplay. It was impressive, Steve. Okay, so I'm just going to turn that a little bit. Because of the way that I'm putting that shadow across her face, I really do want that to work. But I want to make sure that somehow I carry that through everything, which means, you know, there needs to be brighter light here on her chest and then darker back here, a lot more shadow on her skirt. So it's going to take a little more figuring, but I'm pretty excited about it. So here's hoping it works. So for starters, I'm just going to select all of her skirt dress situation. And right now I have it as like a dark charcoal because I'm kind of thinking of that as the mid-tone. The leather straps, in my opinion, are the part that are shiny. The cloth of her dress is not latex or leather, it's cloth. So it's not going to catch the light in quite as much of a popping kind of way. So that is, I just need to think about how each fabric would catch the light. And I believe on the dress, it's going to be a lot more diffused. Ooh, and just so everybody knows, we got, you know, one of those phone warnings for our area that the high chance of thunderstorms and tornadoes. So the likelihood of it actually reaching our house is pretty low, I think. But still, if there's any kind of massive kaboom and I disappear, it's probably that, like, you know, my internet went out or something like that. So just a warning, we do have storms, so summer thunderstorms rolling in at the moment. So there's a lot of booming going on outside. Okay. Let's turn this even more. That down. Anything to move it out of the glare areas. And once I'm done with this softer brush, I'll go back in and hit it with a sharper, I'll make the hardness of the brush a little higher so that I can get slightly sharper highlights and shadows. But for now, I'm just going over it with a soft brush. Now I'm going to take that soft brush and I'm going to go lighter gray and we're going to get some highlights in, but they're all very soft and diffused. and then I'll come back in and give it some more stronger highlights. Alan, Rowan, welcome to the stream. Joyanne, hi, how are you doing? So I'm hoping that this will be my last live stream with Yor, and then next week I still need to think on what I'm going to be doing during the live streams. We will see. Okay, I'm going to go even lighter now, and I'm going to take the flow up, but the opacity down a little bit. Yay, I'm so happy for Sammy. It's so exciting. So we're doing brighter highlight right there at the top of her boobs, and then I may put a rim light color on the side of her hip right here because I want to pull that forward and push the back of her skirt into the background. But I haven't really decided what ambient light tone I'm going to use, so that's still to be determined. And I've got the light catching here a little bit. Because of the way that she's arching her back, we would see her rib cage coming out as well. Okay, I'm taking the hardness way up. And we're going to put some of these highlights in. My brush, the spacing is up too high on it. Good evening, Jeff. Yeah, we've got some storms coming in too. Petras, hello, welcome to the stream. That's awesome, Alan. I'm so glad you're getting some time to do some art pieces for people. Yeah, I think I might go sharp there. No, I'm not loving any of those. Let's take the opacity and the flow down a little bit. Yeah, let's get it a little bit lighter, like that. What's the link to my classes? I don't have any classes, Wendell. But if you want to see more of my live stream videos, you can catch them on YouTube or they're on my Facebook page. Okay, so now it's too light. So I'm going to need to darken that up a little bit. But for now, I'm just going to keep working on some of the highlights, and then I'll come back in and make some adjustments. So I'm going to take the hardness down again. Sometimes I use special shaped brushes. I do have a fair few in my my brush collection, and I will use them just for skin and getting some of these things started. I don't. I always just use the basic brush, and then I alternate between the hardness, but I just use the first few basic brushes. So kind of like the soft airbrush, and then the more precision brush. So those are the ones I stick to the most, honestly. But if I need texture, absolutely. And a lot of times I'll use the like HB pencil brush that comes in Photoshop, and it's just a standard one as well. And I use that a lot of times for fixing up any like traditionally inked pieces, because when you zoom way, way, way in, a inked line with any pen is still not perfect. Like there's paper fibers and all of those things, right? Now the inking on this one I did on watercolor paper, so that's 10 times worse. So anytime I'm trying to fix up inking on a piece like this, especially, I will use the HB pencil, because at least it has that kind of texture. Yay, you're... Oh, did I pronounce your name correctly? Yay. Philip, hello, welcome to the stream. All right, so we are ending up with something that is a little bit too light. Her dress no longer looks black, it looks gray. So this is very common for me. I will end up taking the highlights too far or whatever, but thankfully that's a pretty easy fix. So I can get in there and make some adjustments now. So I'm going to start putting in some of the shadows in these creases. I don't like those at all. Ew. I need to soften it a little bit. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the levels. So I hit Control L and I'm going to play around with the midtones. See, that already made her dress darker. This is before, this is after. So I didn't have to recolor it. I just adjusting the levels, and here, because it's the mid-tone shade that's a little bit too light, I am doing that here with the mid-tone slider, which I'm sorry you guys can't see. But then if I want the darks to be a little darker and the highlights to be a little brighter, I can just pull those in as well. So this is before, this is after. Now her dress looks a little, to me anyway, it looks a little bit more matte, and it looks properly black. Now, that just because I'm going to save it here and move on and do other things doesn't mean I'm not going to come back and fix it later. So for now, we're happy with that. And as you can see here, this strap underneath is too blue compared to the rest. So I'm going to select that in the flats. I'm going to hide my selection, and I'm hitting Control U, which is hue saturation, which again, you guys can't see right now, but I'm just taking the saturation down. There we go. It doesn't look blue anymore. Oh, that's awesome, Steve. Hello, Wit. How's it going? All right, so now I'm going to start working on the red of her skirt. We like the red. Now, I drew the roses at the very end of my commission piece, so I'm going to have to copy them from my other drawing. So I'm going to show you guys the actual watercolored piece that I did. Now, I am very happy with this piece, but if I zoom in, I'll show you guys kind of what happened with my scanner. So all of these little blotchy lines in here, they're actually rainbow colored chevron pattern disaster. So I tried to fix it as much as I could, but at the end of the day, seeing as I am a traditional painter and I currently don't have a working scanner, it's something I need to knuckle under and buy. I'm still in the process of researching. It's an extremely expensive thing to get. So please don't judge me that I haven't bought one yet. I'm working on it. Right now, I don't really need to scan anything painted. I am in the middle of finishing out the drawing of Divinica issue 6. So no painting is happening, hence no scanner is needed at the moment. Ron Finley says, "Hi Dawn, I never heard of this anime until I saw your artwork. Oh yay, I checked it out and you're a really fun character, right? Will this be available as a print? Yes, it will. And you're so welcome for introducing you to the show. I have to give my 17-year-old daughter all of the credit and much respect because she's the one who introduces me and the rest of my family, or her family, to anime and the world that is anime, which is glorious. So I'll give Vienna props. She'll be happy. Aw. Hello, where? Where the fuck I am? That's hilarious. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining. I'm sorry about that feel with the drawing a straight line. If it makes you feel any better, I also can barely draw a straight line. Maybe I can make a rose pattern. I way prefer to just draw it. So the point I was trying to make is this is my painted piece. I probably will be putting the original of this up for auction on my Facebook page one of these days. But the thing that I did is I just freehanded all these roses in with a Copic marker at the end of coloring this. So I kind of did it at the end, and then the point being I did not ink it, and I hadn't done it when I scanned my inks. So, big bummer, but I'm just going to take this and enlarge it, and I am going to rip myself off. Thievery! But I'm going to steal my lines for the roses, and I'm just going to copy them. And this is how one saves time when you've already drawn it once. Aha! Pizza fun for the family. That's so great. All right, that's good enough. It's not perfect, but I don't really care. I don't need it to be perfect, and I'm going to just do this, do a new layer, and we're going to ink those lines. Oh, yes, we are. So I'm going to put a new layer on top. I'm going to fill it with white and take the opacity down, and we're going to do a little bit of inking. Do we have some raiders? Oh boy, I better go check. I'm sorry I didn't have my Twitch open. So, welcome raiders. I want to go see who raided and see if I can make sure to give you a follow if I'm not following you already. Sorry. My screen has some issues. Environment Life, hello, welcome to the stream, and please feel free to post your links like usual. Thank you so much for the raid, and thank you for the follow. Where the fuck I am? All right. So I'm going to get a different brush this time. Oh, yay! So what were you working on today? All right, I think I'm going to use some paint brushes. Oh, wait, marker brushes. Where are art markers? Here we go. Let me see if an art marker brush would work well for the rose drawing. Let's just take the opacity and flow down a little bit. So here I'm kind of just alluding to rose lines. Thank you, Ron Finley. Kenny, hello, welcome. So cool, Environment Life. Okay, so now I've just made the brush a little bit bigger. And I like that this brush has got a little bit of a chisel tip to it. I think it just gives the roses a little bit more character. So this is not how I would normally draw roses, but this is kind of the pattern that her roses have. Kind of looks like an eye. Do you ever do that where you're working on something and then all of a sudden you start seeing patterns in your work and you're like, oh damn. Right, what the fan art? Okay, so I am not carrying the rose pattern all the way through. Sometimes, believe it or not, you are going to hear these words exit my mouth. Sometimes there is such a thing as too much detail, and I feel that if I were to actually finish out the rose pattern everywhere and make it really like complete and intense, it will, it's too much weight here on the piece, you know? And so I feel like it's too much. So there's certain areas like right up here that I'm literally not going to complete the lines. You know, it's just going to be kind of alluding to a rose pattern, but not really like going all out because it's a little much. And like here, I didn't finish a lot of the lines. there, Soul. Welcome to the stream today. How are you doing? So it's just a little swoop line over here. Little swoosh swoosh over there. Nothing is really finished. Hey Lauren, welcome to the stream today. Oh my god, Lauren, today for lunch I grabbed the wrong protein powder and I had the actual flavored stuff. Blah. Did not like. 0 out of 10. I know, it's so yuckies. But I was telling Dan how you actually agree with me, and he was just so confused. Like, to him, he loves regular protein powder, and Dan is one of those people that, like, if it's healthy, he'll eat it kind of thing. You know? He's very non-emotional about our, food, whereas I'm extremely emotional about food. Dan is sort of like, you know, if Spock was a real person. And so he just does not understand and comprehend how the two of us could like the non-flavored protein powder more. It's just it's I mean, he's cool with it. He's like, it's great. It's healthy and it's cheaper. Win-win, but still he just does not understand. It's amazing. There's like one thing in life that like I'll take the healthier choice. Welcome back, Alan. Yeah, exactly, Lauren. And he thinks it's so gross. Now, okay, Dan drinks his protein powder with water, though. He takes a scoop of protein powder and about half a cup of water. He shakes it and drinks it down. Maybe it's kind of gross that way. See you later, Hal. Yeah, what the fan art, that is why I've got them on their own layer, so that if need be, I can make some adjustments. Once I turn off my old layer, my painted piece, I'll take a look at it and see what needs to be done. Also, I'll definitely color hold them. How's work going, Lauren? Preparing for more conventions, and I got a few covers I'm working on. Nice! Yay! Hey Lauren, when you were looking up Fan Expo shows, or did you have a chance to look up Fan Expo shows and kind of see how they do it? Oh my god. Nah. Oops. I forgot that this part is red. Classic. Alright, I need to change the flats a little bit. That's the problem. Okay, we're doing the pencil tool. Golf Boy Sunday, hello. All right, there we go. And I'm going to change the colors. Of these two things. Again, the flats don't matter, so you're going to see some really crazy colors. What matters is that they are not the same. So, flats. I'm going to select that one now. Gasp. You know, I'm trying to, Sean. I would love to be at FanX, and JP Roth is talking with the organizers to get that worked out. I'm quite certain I'll be there, though. Yay! Yes, okay. Well, Lauren, like at the end of this year, maybe, if you're not finding it, give me a shout. P11, I hope I said hi to you. Okay, Shift F5, foreground color, fill. Ta-da! All right, so that's all the red. As you can see, I did not fill in a lot of the line art. I may fill it in, we'll see. Okay, I'm just gonna call this roses for now, because I may just merge it with the line art up there. I would love to be there. I'm really looking forward to it. All of them with the fan art. Okay, so now I'm going to start selecting the red and adding in colors. I'm not even sure I want to use that red exactly. So I'm going to go to view and I'm going to set it up in proof colors just so I can see. Actually, I don't hate that red now that it's in proof colors. So let me view, turn off proof colors. And let's see if this red is CMYK compatible. It is. Wow. Might want it a little bit darker. This is a little bit psychedelic red for me. So I'm going to try this color. Shift F5, foreground color. That's a little bit more of like a vampire red as opposed to we're going to punch you in the eyeball red. All right. So this is how I shaded the other one as far as the creases in the cloth, and I was pretty happy with that, so I might keep going in that direction. So we're going for some pretty dark shadows. Because this is all underneath, right? So having dark shadows is sort of the point. Hello, Pedro. Welcome to the stream. Alright, I'm taking this color up to 100%. We're going to get some of these shadows in. Alright, we're going even darker. And the nice thing about making it dark in the background like that is that once I color in her needle thing, it'll really show up. You like the darker red? Yay! I'm hoping to. Yes, Philip. I haven't gotten any email from Salt Lake yet, though, so I'll probably ask JP Roth about it next week if she's heard anything. Okay, so I'll probably finish out some of the roses here or there, and then I feel like her hand would be casting a shadow right there. And I'm going to take the hardness of the brush down. Woo, I went too big. And I'm going to take a soft brush and add a little bit of soft shadow there too. All of that is going to help that needle in the foreground pop out. 2.0 is better than the 1.0. Are you talking about this piece? What, the fan art? All right. Even darker. I will probably bring some of the red and give it some highlights and some punch at the end. But for right now, that was too dark. I'm just trying to get the shadows in, and then I can come back in with some more highlights if needed. All right, I'm going to take the hardness up again so that we get some good sharp shadows. This little button up here is, what's it called again? Oh my God, Shape Dynamics. So it's called, I don't know if you guys can see this. Can you see this? The box that I'm showing? No. Okay, I'm going to pull this out so you can see. All right, so I'm in my brush thing right here. And these are all of my brushes. Then I want to get my brush settings. So in my brush settings, I can have Shape Dynamics does this. So it goes to a, like a point. And so when you see this button on, it's like going between the point or not. And I want the spacing to go down a little bit. So now you guys can kind of see that. Are you planning a background for this? Nothing drawn, Golf Boy Sunday. I'll probably do, like, I want to have a shadow in the background that's matching the, like, diagonal light source on her face. And then I'm probably just going to do it with, like, splash brushes. So I have a few of those. I'll probably do that and keep it very simple. Yeah. So that it's not, you know, too intense. Thank you, What the Fan Art. I'm glad you like the updated Yor. Makes me happy. All right, so I've got a really dark color right now. And I'm putting in some of those really dark crease line shadows. And because I have Shape Dynamics on with my brush, I'm able to keep it thick to thin, and that makes a difference, especially in cloth or something like that, because it looks like it has form and the creases are not like one big chonky piece, which they wouldn't be. Has Earthquake Kitty taken another walk on the rails? No, not yet, thankfully. Anytime we catch him going up on the rails, Vienna is running over and taking him down. Thank you, What the Fan Art. That means so much. I feel like a little bit artistically lately, I've been taking my love for manga and anime and kind of cramming it down all your throats. Unsuspecting throats. You're welcome. Are you on Twitter? I am not, Sean. I do have a Twitter account. I left it behind probably about 7 years ago for no big reason, but just, you know, keeping up with Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch, and email. I'm already failing at all of them. I didn't need another one to fail hard at, so I don't post to Twitter. Plus, Twitter, I feel, is more for the writing-inclined people, and I'm more for the picture-inclined. Well, like, for me, as a posting human, I don't really have anything to say, but I can show you some art supplies and some coloring, and yeah, I'm on Instagram and Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. There's so many, Sean. It's like, when will it end? And then I'll find out from my children that there's something called TikTok. Fuck my life, man. And now, like, you know, I always feel semi-guilty in my soul that, like, I set up a TikTok account, and then carried on living my life. I watched a few tutorials about TikTok, and then I was just like, I'm too old for this shit. Oh, you did, Lauren. So, review. You don't have to like it just because I recommended it. I will not be offended if you're like, Dawn, you wasted $8 and 20 minutes of my life. You know, that's okay. I'll feel sorry for you, but I can handle it. All right, do you guys like being able to see the brushes and the layers, or shall I close my brush thing? All right, so I want that, and I've got my softer brush now. It is this one up here. Right, Sean? Anime was what you watched and looked at when you were young, visiting my grandparents in California. That's awesome. Oh, yay. I'm glad you like it, Lauren. You know what? I went to the art store the other day, and I came across a new colored pencil that I like. And I has the Lusties, Lauren. I have them bad. Oh, I know, right? What the Fan Art? That is the story of my life. It's so annoying. And then, you know, you have your picture size that works for Facebook, but then you have to change it to Instagram specs and run it through a program to, like, make it the right size for Instagram. And then you can't use the enter key in Instagram. And then, you know, you have to use hashtags. And it's like, I'm grateful that there is social media. Like, it's the best time in the world to be an artist. Also the worst time, but we're going to go with the best right now. Because there's so many ways for you to get your art out there, right? But there are so many ways to get your art out there. And all I really want to do is just draw. Yeah. No, I didn't get it, Lauren, because I need to honestly figure out the shit I'm already using. You know? I mean, I am hopeless. I have already purchased myself all of the tools that are needed to use an airbrush compressor. I was even gifted an airbrush compressor for my birthday 2 years ago. Have I used it yet? No, I'm too chicken shit to do so. So I need to use what I have already, but no, it's a colored pencil, and I think it was from Grumbacher or something, and they're oil-based colored pencils, and you can use all oil-related mixing mediums to make it like oil paint. And I was just like, huh. Lee the censored for Dawn. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Hello, Lee. Welcome to the stream. Become a graffiti artist and work in the shadows. Yes, also true, John, but I'm a little bit afraid to get arrested. It is better. I was hoping for Lee the Remarkable, but I'll deal. Well done. I'm deeply impressed and honored that you did that. I know. It sounds like you can color with colored pencil and then blend it out with all the oil paint mixing mediums, of which there are many, and then it's oil paint. Voila! Oh, yay, ducks live? Thank you. Coffin Comics rules. Airbrush is my forte, 35 plus years as an airbrush artist. You can find me at Southpaw Graphics. So awesome. Let me see. SOUTHPAWG. No, I got the wrong one. Hello, outsider. Good evening. All right. You know, I'm still on the fence about this, but I'm going to leave it here for now. All right, so now you guys can see what I'm doing. So generally I work with this main airbrush brush. And the thing that I mess around with is the hardness, see? So I can get the brush to where it's harder or softer like that. So for skin, all the like basic shadows, I use very soft, and I use the transfer and smoothing to, you know, make it softer on the edges and everything. And that gets a good blend going when it comes to the basics. So I will always start with this brush at the foofiest of foof that it can possibly foof. And then as I start bringing it in and doing drop shadows or brighter highlights or anything like that, I just take the hardness up. And so 98% of the time, this is the brush that I'm using. And then if I want to make something look more painterly, or I'm trying to, you know, get some texture in there, of course, I'll move into splatter brushes or whatever. You know, I've got lots of brushes. But for the most part, I use this. And then I have a couple, like, dust brushes, you know, that you could use for, like, making snow in the background or something, and I'll just make them really tiny, and I'll put extreme highlights and lowlights into the skin in random places to make it almost look like pores. Oh, it's Southpaw Graphics. Okay, because I did the Southpaw G. Southpaw RAPH. Southpaw Graphics, is it printing? Or just Southpaw Graphics? What? Oh, shit. Okay, I'm gonna write it down because I I'm having difficulty. There we go. Mostly vehicle painting. Nice. All right. So I've got that. I'm going to work on her other leg, and I don't know that I like this highlight down here, so we'll fix that too. Arnav, hello. Lauren, I know that you're doing some of your own colors and stuff, which mad respect. If you have any color related questions right now, I'm happy to help. I don't know that you would, and I can imagine you actually have your own work to do, but, you know, please feel free to shoot some questions my way if you wish. Okay. So, I'm going to, I've got the hardness up pretty high. I'm going to do shape dynamics. And I have transfer. All right. Because I want some sharper lines right here. Especially like where her knee is would not be perfectly soft. Everyone's knee has, you know, so many bones in it and stuff. I don't generally make it like perfectly smooth. See, there's dots for highlights as opposed to like one big chunk. Okay, I'm going to take the hardness down a little bit more. Just get, that makes her leg look a little bit too Batmanish. I'm gonna undo those and soften it even more. It's just a little bit too hard for here. I'm gonna turn off shape dynamics for a minute. We're just gonna get some softer lines going on. Like that really may be enough. I may have gone too far in making it look too sharp, which can look too muscular, and then, you know, after that it can, I don't know, just kind of ruins things. So now I'm going into the highlights. Ooh, I did not pick up the right color. Now I'm going to go into the highlights and I'm going to start putting some in, but also getting more shadows going on. Okay, we're going to take the hardness up, and I'm going to start getting some of these actual bright highlights. See you later, Sean. Hello, Mandy Moon. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for the raid. Welcome, everyone. Please, Mandy Moon, please post your links and whatever you were working on. How was your stream? Kid Icarius, Rachel Kelly, Gemzik. Thank you guys, Duckslive. Thank you so much for the follows. I'm sorry, I'm working in Photoshop, and so I'm not able to see my screen, and that's why I keep missing you guys. Absolutely, that makes perfect sense with the fan art. Okay, let's see about where the highlights are going to go. I think I'm going to do that, and I'm probably going to leave it pretty plain after this. Let's turn off shape dynamics. And just get one more highlight right there. Thinking about that highlight. I may not actually keep that one, but for now I'm going to leave it, and I'm not going to put as strong highlights on the back leg because we don't care about the back leg, just FYI. One I saw you do last time. It was a layer for shiny glows. You put the entire layer on screen and the color dodge feature. Is that how you're getting those color glows on covers? Yes, absolutely. That's what I do. So the layer is set to screen and the brush is set to color dodge. Now, sometimes the screen layer, like maybe you need extra kapow and you do color dodge brush with color dodge layer. Like fuck around with the layers and see what works for you. But for me so far, I like a glow that still has bright color to it. So for me, I find if I put the brush on screen tends to make everything whiter. And sometimes I don't want a white glow, I want a pink glow, for fuck's sake. So color dodge seems to keep that brilliant tone. Just whatever color you pick, make it a whole lot darker than what you actually want. And then play around with it. Like for golds, a lot of times, I'll make it like a rusty orange, for instance. And then that put over gold tones makes it look like shiny gold on a screen layer. So yes, that's what I do. One place I read, Lauren said that screen layers work best if you fill the entire layer with black and then set it to screen. But you know, that was a really old tutorial I watched like early 2000s for Photoshop. And probably Photoshop has improved since then. So I personally haven't really seen a difference whether you make the screen layer in black or not, because the screen will of course get rid of the black, but the colors look better on the black in screen. It's digging a little deeper than I could visually tell a difference for, so I don't bother. But yes, that's how I do it. Okay. Why is transfer not working? There we go. Okay, so I'm getting darker shadows here. I think I want a dark line. That's too hard. I want a dark line going down this side of her thigh. Do I like that? No, I do not like that. Undo. Whatever color I end up making the ground, I think I'm going to do the same. I'm going to do like a bounce light, reflected light, something. Rim light of some sort, but it's reflecting onto her boots. Leather, in my opinion, looks more latexy if you pick up the ambient colors and put it in the leather, because it basically serves as a black mirror, for lack of a better word. Lauren, personally, I put it on top of everything. So like, here's my line art layer, and I always have my glow layers over the line art. If you have them under the line art kind of makes it look dead. So if you put it over the line art, then you get yourself that nice glow. Okay, I'm going to soften that out a little bit up there. I'm going to keep that. I'm going to take the hardness down completely. I'm going to turn off shape dynamics. So it's like that. So we've got ourselves a softer line. And I'm just going to soften that up at the top a little bit because I feel like it's looking funky. Yeah, something like that. But still, her leg is just too light. Maybe that. Oh yay, I'm glad that makes sense. Oops, I meant to do it here. Okay, I'm selecting both legs. I kind of like that. Also kind of don't. So I'm making her back boot for right now receding into the background. And that's what I'd like to do with all this extra stuff. I need her to pop. And in order to make her really pop from the dress in the background and all of those things, is I need to drop certain things back. Almost do like a forceful atmospheric perspective. That may not be actually correct, but it might help give the piece a little bit more depth and bring her into the foreground. Snow, hello! Welcome to the stream. So, let's work on the gold a little bit. All right, Lauren has a question. This might be too in-depth for a quick answer, but I haven't tried coloring multiple variants yet. It's the worst. Do you color the least clothed first and then copy the color layer and redo what's different? Yes, that's how I do it. And it's complicated. Those are really, really, really hard to do. I've tried to ask, a bunch of far more experienced colorists than I if there's any trick to it. There isn't. Just use as much as you can from the previous layer and then recolor whatever you can't use. And I personally do find it easier for the most part, but this is not a hard and fast rule. It really depends. I usually start with the risque one first and then work with the other one. But this last cover set that I just did, I did it the opposite way. And I colored the main version first and did the risque after. It just, honestly, it depends. And I always think about it and try to get really smart and do it the most efficient way possible. And then sometimes I realize that my decision and my pre-planning was wrong. And I should have done it the opposite way. So, I don't think there's any particular easy answer as far as patches go and alternates. It's do the best you can, cross your fingers, and hope for the best. Figured that was the easiest way or only way. You're not missing anything. You're doing great with it, I'm sure, and it's not an easy thing to do. And the main thing I would say is just please be kind to yourself, because it's not, as far as I understand, I can't speak for every comic book colorist because I haven't talked to all of them yet. But I've asked the ones that I know. And I think that if there was some trick I'm missing, I would have found out about it by now. And so far I don't believe that there is any trick. It's just, dive in head first, hope you don't crack your skull. So again, I'm starting the colors that I'm working on now with a really simple brush. Because this is so thin, I do have it set to, as you can see, I have it set to Shape Dynamics. So that means it has a pointy tip, and that works out nicely for pieces like this where I need a little bit extra control. Now, a lot of times, you can get away with pretty simple coloring in gold because you're going to go in and add a glow layer on top. But here I'm going to actually push some of the shadows even deeper. So I'm going and I'm getting myself a dark brown, and I'm going to set the hardness up quite high so that I can make some good sharp shadows in the gold. Because I do want these to have, you know, a pretty decent metallic appearance. And I've found with coloring metallic items is the closer the shadow is to the highlight, like they can literally be right next to each other. Have the shadow right next to the highlight. It gives it a sharper, more metallic appearance. Cersei, hello! No, I really don't mind, Lauren. That's literally what I'm here to do. Because there's, you know, there's not always much to talk about as far as this piece, so I'm here to help. I got myself a art class today, and I am feeling very grateful and definitely trying to pay it forward. That's good. Okay, what is the brush you are using for sparkles or extra shines at the end? It adds a little glitter reflective look. Could you by any chance tell me which piece you're referring to? Because I have no idea. I don't even know that I have a glitter brush, but if you tell me what piece you're talking about, I can pull it up here and try to figure it out. Okay, and then the rose needs more shadow. I'm going to go a little bit lighter with that. So I might actually want to desaturate the yellow in this. I feel like it just might be a little bit too much. But we'll see. Let's take the opacity down a little bit and the hardness. And then take the size down and just give it another small one. So I'm trying to keep that pretty basic and simple, but you know, I do have the option to darken it up if need be. I'm going to darken that up a little bit. All right. So then next up, I'm going to create another glow layer. Screen. And I'm going to set my brush to color dodge. And I'm going to change the color to like a, orangey yellow. Thank you so much, Snow. Dorothy's shoes, for instance, on the Zenescope Cyber Color. Okay, cover. Let's go look at Dorothy's shoes. Zenescope, covers, Cyberpunk. All right, here we go. So, Dorothy's boots. All right, so I used, if I recall correctly, I used kind of a, for the red underneath, I used a like a textured dusty brush, right? And I did, I set the brush to multiply, and then I set the brush to color dodge, and then I set it to screen, and then I just kept playing around with that brush to get it to do a highlight on that red, and then a low light, and a highlight, and a low light, and I just kept scribbling on top until I had what I felt looked enough like glitter to have that underlying texture. And then I took like a paint splatter brush, which I have in my brush, in my brushes here. Where are my brushes? In my brushes right here, I have spatter brushes. So see, I've just got all kinds, and they come with Photoshop. So like this one, for instance, it does this kind of thing. So I may have even used this brush. And so it just does little dusty bits, and it's just Kyle's splatter brush or spatter brush. And then I just kept changing the brush tools. So if you go here and you just change this to color dodge, then you start getting that glitter look. Do you see? And that is, that's how I get the glitter. So any of these spatter brushes, I literally just picked one randomly. And these, if you have Photoshop Creative Cloud, which is what I use, you can get that, they come for free. You just need to go into like Photoshop, whatever, Adobe, and download them. So I did that. And then this other brush that I actually renamed to Cuts brush, I use for sparks. So let me show you here somewhere dark. So if we wanted right here to be sparks, let's take this and set it to color dodge. And then we're going to have ourselves some yellow sparks. I also use this brush. It makes the most amazing looking cuts. That's why I named it Cuts brush, because here, let's say we want to give Dorothy I'm going to take it off of color dodge and just set it to normal. But like Dorothy's going to have a cut right here on her boob. And she's going to have a few scratches and a little, I didn't like that. A little bit of blood coming down. It's amazing. So, it's probably not perfect if you look at it really close, but the way that the brush works, it's so uneven. It can make these incredible looking gashes and cuts, but then it also makes incredible looking sparks. So I used it here. I used this brush for Red Sonja. So let me just do this. So now she looks like she's got a few cuts. I wouldn't say that, I picked the right color or did them necessarily in the right place, but it looks like cuts to me anyway. And then if you really want to make it look realistic, you can put a drop shadow on them, and then you're golden. But I used that brush for this one for these sparks here. I use the brush just very lightly to just make some sparks here, but if you wanted to really make them crazy, we could, you know, grab a blue, set that to color dodge, and I just need to make the brush a little bigger. And then we've just got ourselves some sparks. I just didn't want it to detract from her face, so I, you know, went easy on it. I'm gonna say we just want some sparks coming out here. See? Dark Twilight, hello! You have that brush. Excellent. So, if you want, you can rename it just so that you know where to find it. So let me close these ones. I do not wish to save that. I do not wish to save that. There's one more I want to show you, which is Red Sonja. Where would that be? Dynamite. Red Sonja. Colors. Finals low. So I used the same cuts brush for Red Sonja. So, like all along here. All here is that cuts brush, and then I just used other splatter brushes from in here. Cuts brush and splatters, cuts brush on her face. Like now you'll recognize it and you see. So yeah, more cuts down here. All of that was done with that cuts brush. And then this literally was a couple water splashes. And I warped them, formed them, deleted in and out, and got myself a blood splatter on her sword. So that's kind of how I did all of those things. Yay, I'm glad it's helpful. So, let's go back to your... And what was I doing? Oh yes, I'm going to be doing glow here. So I just use general brushes again, and I just use soft, round, pressure, opacity, and flow. That's the one I use most of the time. So now I'm going to go back to brush settings. I want the glowiest of glow here. So I'm going to grab this sort of mid-tone beigey brown. Yeah, I mean, you know, the thing is, Lauren, so many people will probably, like, if you ask one of the other colorists, they'll probably be like, no, don't use that one, use this one. So there's many different ways, and if you find a better way, hook me up. But this is the best one I've found so far. And honestly, I thought that Sabine had taught me this, and then I asked her about it, and she's like, no, I never said any such thing. I don't do glows that way. And I was like, oh, damn, then I have no idea. Maybe it was a happy accident. Who knows? Oh, okay. I didn't deselect it. So the thing with glow is you don't really want anything selected, because what you want is for it to come out and, you know, cast light all over the place. Yeah, well, I was thinking that it was Sabine who taught me that, but then she's like, I do no such thing. And I was like, oh, whoops. But like here, I don't want the glow to necessarily take over, and I'm not a fan of how the yellow's looking, so I'm going to change the color. We're going to Control A, delete. The color is just a little too intense, and I'm going to bring it more into the yellow. It was a little bit too browny orange for me. kind of feel like it would really catch there. It would catch here a little bit. Ooh, and it would really catch on her chest because I'm really trying to make it look like this is where the light is really coming from. But now I'm not loving the way it's kind of glowing really yellow. So we'll see. No, they had to, Philip, they did find some litter, but it was like the most expensive litter ever. So yes, we are out of like major litter danger, but we are paying an arm and a leg for it. So I'm hoping that we can find Sherlock's regular litter soon. It's really, really intensely expensive, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I don't love this yellow hue, but what I can do now, I think, is because I want this highlight to also be in her hair and stuff, so that will be the next task. But I may not want it to be this yellow, because it's kind of almost hitting the like fluorescent yellow range, and I'm not a fan of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Control U, and I'm just going to mess around with the hue a little bit and take it a little bit more into the red. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. Before, after, yeah, it's just a little bit warmer. Yes, we like. I thought Sherlock got the most expensive of everything. Oh, pretty much. But I kind of feel like he does not need the most expensive litter. I'm literally like paying an arm and a leg for Sherlock to poop in a bowl. That's awesome, Arnav. Oh, okay. Nope. I do not like it up here. Damn it. It's too red. What? All right, that's okay. Litter that spews rainbows and glitter when he goes. Right! I'm sure Sherlock would feel that was deeply appropriate. See you later, Alan. All right, let's start, working on her hair. And I want the gold tone to be kind of shining into her hair a bit. So I'm just going to take this off of Color Dodge, but I'm going to pick that gold yellow tone and get that in her hair. So here we go. Me no likey. hardness needs to go way up. Oh, thank you, Mark. Hello, Luis. I would suggest this. Sweet. So I needed a sharper highlight. And then I want to do the same thing here, like her braids would be catching a little bit of light. Just do that. And the glow would kind of be on her hair back there too. And then I want the glow here. And perhaps a little bit right there. I'm doing all right, Philip. Thank you so much. Not having a rough week as far as that goes, which I'm so grateful for. And get some work done. All right, now what I want to do is I'm going to make myself another layer. I'm going to select her skin. And I'm going to set this to color dodge. What? We need to go lighter. Take the hardness way down. I'm going to turn off color dodge. I just want that highlight to go on her collarbone because I feel like the glow would be there, but my brush is a little bit too hard still, so. See you later. Snow has to go parenting. So much love to you, Snow. Thank you for stopping in. Rail Tracer, haven't been here forever. Yes, my hair is fully black again. Well, it's more technically brown. It's not black because my hair actually is black, but I'm trying out a lighter tone. Hello, the lonesome. I'm so glad you had a chance as well, Mark. Have a fantastic evening. Take care of yourself. All right, now I want to select some of the leather and get some of that yellow highlight in the leather too. I've got it there. I'm sorry, what the fan art, and thank you. She must have been mistaken as Lady Death while there. You know what? Nobody mentioned it. I was very impressed with everyone. I didn't get any kind of mentioning about my hair color. Yay me! Alright, I need to name these layers so I stop getting lost. Okay, this is yellow rims. And then this here is the shadow, which I think I'm just going to merge with my colors. Merge layers. Mac and cheese with extra Parmesan cheese, bacon crumbles, and chicken nuggets. You're such an awesome cook, Hanu Soul. Have a fantastic evening. So much love to you. All right, so I'm keeping the yellow rims and glows that I'm doing here on their own layer right now, just for safety, just in case I kind of decide I don't like it. I want some yellow in there. I feel like the glow, the gold would shine onto her leather a little bit. And perhaps here too would make a little bit of a shine. Okay. Take the size down, take the hardness up a little bit, and I want some shine here. So let's make that a little bit lighter. We're gonna go lighter yellow and just put a sharp highlight here. I can't do NFTs of her. Hello, Jonathan. Welcome to the stream. All right, now I need to do a drop shadow. on her cheek. So I'm going to go here, I'm going to take this color and I'm going to make it darker and less saturated. And take the hardness up. That might be a little too unsaturated. What? I'm going to take the hardness down and get rid of the shape dynamics and just go into her cheekbone a little bit. I'm kind of like that. And let's see if I have other things selected. I do. So I'm going to go in and get a little bit more shadow here. Take the opacity down. This a little bit darker. I just need to push some of the shadows a little further so that, you know, her butt really looks like it's in shadow. And the other place I want to do that is this back thigh right there, that little tiny spot, because I don't want it to get kind of lumped in with her thigh right there. It should be darker and recede into the background. Right, I've forgotten to save this entire live stream. I'm just lucky nothing crashed, let's put it that way. Oh, thank you, Jonathan. It's great to have you here. And I think her hair might be a smidge too blue. Yeah, it's really over in the blue spectrum. So I'm going to tone that down a little bit. Okay, let's take the hardness up a little bit. Of course, what the fan art, and thank you. Uncaged, hello, thank you so much. This has been fun so far, that's for sure. You so do, Lauren. It is really, really fun. I can't even. All right, I'm gonna do a little bit of color hold work. And so I'm gonna take off the transfer. I'm gonna make the opacity all the way up. We're gonna go to layer 1, which I will rename as color holds, because I need to get all the gold colors not in black line. So I'm actually pretty happy. I mean, this may be famous last words and I'll have to see, but I'm pretty happy with the lines getting quite light on this one, because the lighter it is, the more it's going to stand out from the darker dress. So I'm happy that all these lines are getting lighter. Okay, so now the gold is handled, but I feel like her hair and the black of her dress and all of those things are still too harsh lines. So I'm going to go in and fix those too. But I really love color holds, and I know that that's not necessarily everyone's favorite, but it is mine. So I really go for it. Hello, Alfredo. I don't know. I don't keep track of the hours. Because I feel like in places where, you know, whoa, accidental zoom in there. The places where, like there's the white shine. I think it's too much to have that thick black line. Yeah, color holds make such a difference to me too, Lauren. I love them. I have reached the noodling stage. It's official. We're there. So in the end, I may find that I've gone too light with the color holds, but thankfully color holds are pretty easy to fix. It's not the end of the world. So we'll see. I don't know if I've gone too far. Generally I do though, so it would be in keeping. What is a color hold? Anna, a color hold is a layer that you can make the lines, like your black lines, colored instead of being black, and it softens the piece up. course, Anna. Okay, quick save. Now I'm going to start in on the background a little bit. Oh, and the back of her head needs way more blacking. It's too bright and light. That's totally fine. Line kind of look, as long as you know what the layer is, it doesn't matter. Oh, we're getting a little darker. I'll brighten things up a little bit. And the sun decided to come out too. I see the wheels turning for this background. Oh man, I hope so. I hope the wheels turn in the right direction. Thank you, Alfredo. Okay. I need there to be some dark, and I actually don't hate this sort of cool gray tone. But you know, the nice thing about digital is I can like fool around with the colors and come up with something else if I feel it's needed. But I actually don't hate the cool gray, and then I'll just make it so that the light is coming this way onto her. Think kind of spotlight-ish. I'll lighten the gray tone a little bit and just lighten the color holds there and here. Where can you order? Oh, you can order on my website. That is, I will get you the link. And I don't think I can chat directly into the live stream, but I can just open up Facebook. So the link is actually right below me right here, but I will give you the link as well. Thank you so much for wanting to support my work. That means a ton. Okay, I'm replying to you now, Alfredo. Right. There we go. I just posted my link there for you. Okay, we need to get back to Photoshop. and to my multi-stream. I just sent it to you on Facebook. I replied to your comment, Alfredo. Thank you so much. It means a ton. "38 minutes. Thank you, Philip. Alright, there's a couple things in the color holds that I need to darken on her skin color holds. Because in some places it works fine, but then here on her fingers, I feel like it's too light and we don't have any line information. So sometimes it just depends on what's around your color hold or that art, and you know, if it's in shadows or not and all that kind of stuff. So here I feel like a slightly darker color hold is important. Right there. And I think under her chin needs a darker color hold, because that's just a little bit more in shadow as well. Here needs a darker color hold. And where I want the lines to merge, I just take a much softer brush, turn off shape dynamics, turn on transfer, get my really soft one. And then you can just kind of blend one color next to the other one, and it gives it a little bit more of a softer shaded line. Geo, I kind of see it all in my head for the most part, but you know, honestly not perfectly well. I just will have a mental picture of where the light is, and then it's just kind of working in what you assume would be shadows and shadowed areas, etc. Jeff, hello! Welcome to the stream. Thank you. Alright, let's just screw around with the background a little bit more. Oh! So that's the flats background. I actually prefer it to this background, so I'm going to grab that gray color. G, Alt. Alright, I'm going to make that the color. And then I'm going to start putting some light in. So I really like that shadow. I'm going to try my hardest to make that shadow work on her face, because it makes her eyes glow. So fun. So I'm gonna try to keep it, and then there would be way more shadow down here under her legs and skirt. So we've got a few places to put shadow, but then I need to put some light in there so that, you know, we kind of imply the light source. Alright, so let's just go darker for starters and get some shadow in. So I always start with my soft foofy of the foofiest brushes. I'm just going to take the opacity and flow down. We're going to just start getting some shadows in. I look like I'm melting. That's, yeah, it's pretty hot. Oh, thank you, Rastaman Silver. Welcome to the stream. Okay, now I'm just going to turn up the opacity a little bit more and the hardness of the brush. Turn down the spacing. Turn down the size. And this will start getting, you know, just a few more areas with sharper shadows, which I think kind of makes it look more like an actual shadow. Thank you, Alfredo. Have a wonderful evening. Okay, so a shadow there. I'm probably going to put some rim lights or something on her knee so that, you know, the separation between thigh and calf are a little bit more clarified. I believe that is an important thing to do. Just take the opacity down a little bit. That's funny what the fan art. Okay. It's been, oh boy, that is so hot, Lauren. I am so sorry. I can't honestly even imagine it. I would lose my mind in that kind of heat. Okay. This is, we'll see. This is a giant, we'll see if it works. The angle's off. Now my Photoshop's having a chug moment. Bummer. The low last night at 3 a.m. was 26. Wow. It's not barely. Yeah, I know that is so hot. Yeah, I haven't gotten there yet, Geo. Why is my computer like freaking out? All right, it's just taking a minute. Sorry, everyone. Rough. So now everything just happened all at once. Okay, better. The angle that I did this at was incorrect. It's not following the angle of the shine on her face. So I just want to fix that really quickly. And you know what? There isn't even necessarily any rule that says we have to see all of that angle in her face. How long have I been drawing for? My whole life. Professionally in comics, about 10 years now. It's that time of moment when I'm the one who's freaking out when I'm saving a large file with tons of layers and it kind of feels laggy. Yeah. It can be a little scary, but thankfully Photoshop doesn't seem to crash as much as it used to. All right, come on. I might have to restart Photoshop. Itachi, I don't honestly know because I've never used an Android tablet before. So I wouldn't be able to tell you. I'm doing great. Thank you so much, Matthew. All right, I'm going to close this and restart Photoshop because we are just having ourselves a little bit of an issue. Have Dan take me for oatmeal raisin cookies? Yes, please. That's an excellent idea, Philip. Okay. Just going to close it and restart Photoshop. Sorry, everyone. Okay. Here we go. Let's restart. Okay. Come on, Photoshop. Sorry, everyone. It's coming. I honestly don't know why it's having itself a good little lag. All right, so we are restarting the file. Hopefully it'll work. Fingers crossed. There we go. We are not having ourselves such an issue anymore. Hip hip hooray! I honestly have no idea how much RAM my PC has. Like, no clue. Can you guys see him? Let me see if you guys can see him. Oh yes, there he is. Behold, a kitty cat sitting in old man pose. We see you. Is it almost dinner time? So you're just gonna sit back there? Did you guys see him just like peace out? You're just gonna sun yourself for a while. I just dropped one of my art boards. All right, Rastaman Silver. It's gotten a little bright, so we can fix this. Oh no. Like, I strongly recommend never trying to rub Sherlock's tummy. You will get yourself bitten and scratched. Very, very hard. Let's get this a little bit more normal. We're having ourselves some sun coming out, some going behind the clouds. It's getting lighter and darker. So that was a little bit blown out. Let me move back and see if he's still there. Oh, yes, he is. Snoring. He's wide awake, snoring away. I don't know if you guys can hear him snoring, but it's really aggressive. He does. He wants spa treatment, and I've been in meetings on the phone all day today, and I haven't done his spa treatment yet, and he's always a little bit butthurt with me when he hasn't had it. He does look so innocent. So anyway, he's back there. I wish that he was in camera, but like, I don't know if I can move so you can see him and I can keep working. Yannick, I'm doing great. Thank you. How are you? Welcome to the stream. Let's see. I move the computer this way, maybe then he can still be in shot. Just snoring away back there. All right, I think that there would be a little bit of light. Wow. I think there would be a little bit of light down here. Just like in a few spots on the ground. I'm going to see about lightening it up a little bit. I couldn't agree more with the fan art. Juan, hello! How's it going? How are you? Welcome to the stream today. We have a kitty cat. He's sunning himself. Literally. Oh my god. Yes, he's just having himself a little sun time. I wish he would just move a little bit further back so you guys could see more of him. But anyway, there he is. Did you have fun at the Dodgers game, Juan? I hope so. You're driving Katie around? Nice. All right, now I'm going to create a new layer and I want to do some of my splatters and splashes. So let's get brush layer or brush tools, and I'm going to go to, let's see, should I do splatter? Let's see about this one. Which one is this? What? Am I on caps lock? No? Okay, so it's just a tiny brush. Oh, no, it isn't. Ah! I don't know if I want that one, though. Let's see. Let's go darker. Thank you, Daruto. No, that's a little bit more like polka dot fun as opposed to like a splashy brush. Let me see. What is the neutral blood splatter? No. I don't want those. Thank you, Philip. Let's try Beautiful Mess. Let's see what Beautiful Mess looks like. Oh yes, this is the one I wanted. There was a snowman? Oh, yes. All right. For now, I'm going to leave it like that, and then I'm going to have myself a good long think. And I think if I'm going to do a darker background, so this is the splatters, and I don't know, like they may not even be necessary now. But we do need more glow. So this is the gold glow. I'm going to just do gold glow. I'm going to go back to my normal brush, soft, round, pressure, opacity, and flow. And I'm going to get that gold color again, and I'm going to use color dodge, because now that I'm sort of seeing the background and everything, we can most certainly push into a little bit more glow back here. He looks like he just died. Stretched out like big kitty. Right? We should always execute more glow. There must be more glow always. Maybe I can angle the camera down a little bit more. There we go. Got ourselves a kitty sighting. That's more interesting than watching me at this point. Alright, so I'm just putting a few little like sparks coming off of the glow. I don't know, I think it looks fun. Very subtle. Mr. Snorty Kitty. Alright. Let's give that a save. And I'm probably going to change like some of the rim light on her back right here, and I'm going to make it more more blue. See you later, Mark. Still too bright. Time to get going. This has been an absolute pleasure to witness me. Oh, thank you, What the Fan Art. That means so much. I really appreciate it. It still needs work. I usually end up having to like sit on a piece for a few days, and then I start seeing all the issues, all the mistakes I have made. Like now her back foot can most certainly be filled in and made completely dark because the rest of the piece is dark around it, right? So I'll fix that. Lots to do. I don't know. How do we feel about the texture? No guarantees that I keep it. Oh yes, he's in old man pose. Thinking about life. Yay. Why is your eye closed? What is going on? No? It's going back to sleep? He is self-spying. Alright, I'm going to try putting some like blue into parts of her dress back here. Basically just stealing some of the background tone and lightening up this back part of her dress. Not to make it lighter so much, but to make it stand out less. Let's get it to normal. I'm going to go back to brush settings, turn off shape dynamics, spacing down, take the opacity and flow down. Now let's take the size up a little bit more. So I have this on its own layer just so I can safely test this. I need to put this above. You're so right, Jeff. It's just he's so unreliable. Like he'll be there. Like this is rare. Usually he's somewhere like off camera. Yeah. He's like, have the acrobatics, everyone. How are things going with the basement, Jeff? Are you guys happy? Getting it all worked out? Alright, I'm going to erase into that soft background tone that I put in there. And I'm going to erase some of the shadowing so that some of that still comes through. I didn't necessarily want it to take over all, just part. What did I do to Sherlock? He's stretching out and sunning himself. I'm just staying out of the way so you guys get a show. He's got some massive arch going on. He's a very large kitty cat. And he's gained weight, but I'm no longer in trouble with the vet, and so I love her. So close. Yay, congratulations. Yeah, I think that works. He is starving because nobody ever feeds him. Alright, the roses. So I'm going to do something with the roses. I'm probably going to color hold them to get them to merge a little bit more into the background. Or like what the fan art said and just set them to, oh, whoops, I'm on the wrong layer. Normal. Okay, roses. I can also take their opacity down a little bit. Yeah, that works out a little better. Oh, he's all done. Literally just finished the flooring in the rec area an hour ago. Oh, I hope you're celebrating and chilling a little bit. We've lost the cat. He's no longer interested in giving us a show. It's almost soundproof from what Jeff said. You can't hear the screams anymore. Oh my god. Alright, I'm gonna give this a save. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me. I would really like to try today to not be a failure and raid someone. So I'm gonna switch to something else for my next live stream for sure, I think. Possibly, maybe. Thank you everyone who has followed me this evening. I really appreciate it. And I would love to go raid someone. Let's go back to my channel. I was trying to see who all is here. Thank you for being here, Dark Twilight. So I'm just checking out some of the channels. And while we are talking about this, tomorrow is my auction day. There is a Lady Death luxury book coming. These are pasties, so it should be safe to show. This book is going to be up for auction tomorrow. So, definitely, see, it's a hollow foil book, so it picks up all the colors. I can't decide which way. Oh, there we go. So, this one is going to be up for auction tomorrow on my Facebook page. It's a comment with your bid situation. It's a DM copy, so that means it's like a limited comp copy that I received from Coffin. So if you're interested and would like to add it to your collection, you can get it tomorrow. And let's go see. I'm thinking about Manalise. Oh, awesome. Yes, we're going to go Party Stalking Twins. Yes, she's doing comic stuff. Let's go raid Manalise. So if I recall correctly how to do this, raid May... N-N-A-L-E-S-S. Hopefully I did this correctly. Oh, it's a subscriber only chat. Oops. Well, let's go raid and say hi. It looks like we can only chat if we're subscribed, but we can go take a look at her work. So I've got to run. Love you all. I'll see you later. Let's go raid.